Is going on, everybody? Welcome on back to Safari Week, day 2 now. How's it going? How's it hanging? Today, one of our first big task, is going to be heading out. Heading out to grab one second. Oh man, what the heck? Okay. First major task is going to be going out and properly grabbing the right bike. We need not the acro bike, but the mock bike. So very carefully, we are going to navigate ourselves to Mauville and then back to the Safari Zone. So we gotta fly to, I believe this town here, Mauville. And then we're just gonna go in, trade our bike. Should be super easy, barely an inconvenience. There we go, everybody's inside. And then I think it's just this guy. That should be it. Let me check if I switch to our bike. Yes, we can no longer bounce. We've lost our bounce ability, which means that we are actually prepared now to fly back, get some... Fly back and get some shiny hunting in for the second rarest Pokemon in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. We're going to be going for, I mean, in a perfect world, in a crazy world, the level 25 Golduck. As long as, like, this lady moves. There we go. I think everything now is up against this tree. Almost. There we go. Okay. Leaf Green, how's it going? Silverfish, good to see ya. How's it going? Welcome on in today. Safari Week, day 2. The day where the Professor's Lab successfully captures the rarest Pokemon of all time, I believe. Let me get this booted up. Perfect. Okay. Up against this fence. A couple of random encounters. Anyways, how is I mean, it's been so long. It's been over 12 hours since I saw all of you. Hope everybody's doing well. Oh, Silverfish got a new used copy of Pokemon Sapphire. But unfortunately, previous owner had only played 40 minutes of gameplay. Yeah, I had something similar. I got a French copy of Fire Red off of Facebook Marketplace, and like I was a little bit excited to see what's going to be on this save file, you know? What were these French up to? But unfortunately, they were up to literally nothing. Okay, we're gonna try to get everything. Oof. Okay. Back to hunting 2-time Emerald Reggies. Oh, you were kind of hoping like, oh, maybe Pokemon Ruby, or maybe my new Pokemon Sapphire is going to be prepared to do some sort of a hunt, eh? That would have been cool. Take up the previous owner's challenge of trying to get a shiny, but no such luck. Was there a shiny Zigzagoon? It's possible. It's possible. I'm not really paying that much attention to the Pokemon that we're encountering because I'm just trying to get back to the Safari Zone. The heck? Why is it asking me how long? Whatever, sure. Okay. Maybe the middle screen. Yeah, the middle screen's like the light's not always perfect, right? Usually I will like quickly check the real life version of the screen to kind of confirm. Okay, okay. Oh shoot. We overshot. Oh, this is a pain. This is the downside of trying to play 58 games at once. Is just the tiniest task of managing to get everything correctly to an area can be an extremely difficult task. $58 screens is crazy. 58 screens, 58 systems is potentially too many. I think that like it requires a huge amount of precision to actually get everything to where it needs to be. And sometimes more than precision, it requires a huge amount of luck. Okay. No, this game... One of these games, I'm going to need to go and interfere manually. Are repels within the budget? That's a good point. That's like a really good point, actually. I have a lot of repels. We easily could have repelled at some point here. I think maybe that's a good point. Maybe what we do is we just we fly back, swap our I think that's probably the correct way to do it. Repels will probably save us. Okay, so we'll fly back. We'll heal our Staryus because they were taking random damage. Can't be harder than controlling 5 billion Pokemon in Rumble. The thing about Rumble though is like it's fairly easy to like quickly reset, and it's not like you have anywhere that you specifically need to get to. You know, you need to get into a level and run forwards. And that's pretty much it. made a mistake. I was like, oh, I'll get on the bike so I can go faster. But by getting on the bike, some of the games that were running did not get on the bike. It's fine. We're going to get there. We're going to manage to get all of our games, all of the systems to the Safari Zone again. Okay. So we'll put Altaria in the front, and then we're going to go to our bag. Aha. And then we'll use one of our repels. Genius. A couple of these games, we just need to wait for the NPCs to move. When all the screens look the same, you feel like we're in a giant FBI monitoring. This is actually a Flock head office. Welcome. Welcome everybody to Flock head offices. This is where we monitor every little thing that you do. There we go. Okay. Boom. Good call. Good call on the rappel. That was a lifesaver, actually. Why didn't I think of this before? Is everything lined up with the tree? Is that how easy it really is? Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Actually a beautiful thing. I can't believe we thought that we were going to manage to do it any other way. Now, let's head into the Safari Zone. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Now, step by step, we get everything to where we need to go. We're going to be hunting for the level 25 Golduck, which means that we're going to need to be heading all the way to this northwest area of the Hoenn Safari Zone. Let's get these all lined up again in the corner of the trees here. Oh, the rappel actually makes it so much easier to get to where we're going, too. We're gonna hop on our bike. Perfect. Okay. The rappels have worn off now. I think that we'll just pop another one. Okay, there we go. And then what we want to do, I think this is where you hunt Heracross right here. It's a very good place for hunting to Heracross, but no, we want to get down to okay. We get down to here. I'm going to cross over. Because what we want to do is we want to go and put a Pokeblock, the Dream here. Pokeblock goes in here. We're using the optimal shiny hunting white Pokeblock. Okay. And then Surf. Okay, and then we have a level 25 Staryu. And that's going to kind of get rid of a lot of the lower level garbage Psyducks. And our goal is exclusively the level 25 Golduck. Okay, there we go. First set of encounters. Oh, right, we can reset our power consumption for the day. Here we go. Let's see how much we use. Heracross is up post-game. You played Emerald so many times as a kid, but never knew you could find Heracross in the Safari Zone. No, Heracross isn't a post-game Safari Zone Pokemon. It's just one of like the default Safari Zone Pokemon, actually. Okay. Yesterday, we successfully found, or I successfully found, my first ever instance of 2 shinies at once. And devastatingly, did not manage to successfully catch it. This would be a pain, but that's what we gotta do. Can't be using those steps. What makes the duck so rare? So, level 25 Golduck is an under-leveled Golduck. So it's a lower level than what you would normally be able to evolve it at, which is part of what makes it extremely rare. The other reason that the Golduck is so rare is that the Golduck that can be level 25 only spawns in the 1% slot. So if we keep our eyes out, what we're gonna see is like, yes, we're gonna see some Golducks, but what's Golduck's evolution level at? Let me check here. So Golduck evolves at level 33. So Golducks under level 33 are under-leveled Golducks. Golducks that are level 33 are regular Golducks that you could get by just evolving a Psyduck. But I want to minimize how many steps we're using because the Pokeblock feeder only lasts for so long. So we're trying to stay in this corner and use 0 steps. Now in Ruby Sapphire, usually using 0 steps in the Safari Zone is actually super easy, barely an inconvenience. You just bounce up and down. One of the things that makes shiny hunting a little bit more difficult in Ruby and Sapphire for surfing is the fact that the only way to avoid using steps is to wiggle back and forth, which, like, theoretically should not be that hard, but sometimes just like holding that surf button or holding the left button for like, you know, more than a fraction of a second is going to be enough for us to end up using a step. And like 1 step at a time, really not a big deal, but they add up over time, you know? Oh, right. We can make this a lot faster though. After this encounter, I need to remember to activate my white flute. That will save us a lot of time. Yeah, you see just that like little half second. Oof, wasting a step. We don't want that. Come on. There we go. You use Sweet Scent. So there's one problem with Sweet Scent. We could use Sweet Scent, but the problem with Sweet Scent is Sweet Scent doesn't work with the repel trick. So it kind of works into a situation where it's like with the repel trick, we can get rid of like a lot of additional Psyducks. I think that let me pull up our repel trick tool here. Safari Week information. So in the Pokemon Ruby Safari Zone, we're in the northwest surfing. So we get rid of 40% of the worthless Psyducks by not using Sweet Scent. What you're saying is we need some sort of inverted repel? I mean, that would be cool. I would love that. I think the closest thing you can get to that is like O powers in black and white can kind of change spawn tables and stuff. But yeah, the problem with Sweet Scent is specifically that it would end up causing us to encounter about 40% more useless Pokemon than we need to. Is this the bag? There we go. Okay, one more time real quick. Bag, the very top, repel. Or no, not repel, white flute. There we go. Okay. White flute should save us a little bit of encounters. The other thing is we need to kind of stay close to the Pokeblock feeder. I'm not 100% sure what the radius is of the Pokeblock feeder. Like, that's something that I kind of need to definitely dig into, is like, what is the radius of the Pokeblock feeder, right? But we're using Pokeblocks that actually increase our shiny chances. So in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, the save file that we're running on actually has shiny odds with this like special white Pokeblock that I built of 1 in 7,620. So when you're looking for, you know, a 1% shiny Golduck, having shiny odds, what is that? How much are we like saving, calculator? 7,620 divided by 8,192. So it's like 7% higher shiny chance with this white Pokeblock that we're using. And then by not using Sweet Scent, we're getting rid of 40% of the Psyducks. So the only way theoretically to shiny hunt this Golduck any more efficiently than what we're doing right now is with Synchronize. But since we're playing Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, we don't have access to Synchronize. How's the Pokeblock messing with the odds? It's a great question. I'm actually gonna let me go ahead. I'm gonna restart our count here because I think it would be cool to kind of start right from the beginning. So we got 22910, 22910 minus 22562, 348. Okay, so we're gonna restart our count. We're at 348 encounters. Perfect. And now we are fully prepared to shiny hunt for the world's rarest Golduck. Yeah, I mean, we can dive right into it again. It's definitely a fun topic to kind of dig into, so I don't mind us chatting about it. I have a thought process I want you to all start with. If you want to understand why or how the Pokeblocks are affecting our shiny rates, I have a question for you. There are 4,294,000. Okay, so there's 4,294,900, 4,294,967,296 different Pokemon IDs, key IDs. This is like a number assigned to each Pokemon that kind of is like their fingerprint. So there's 4.3-ish billion possibilities. Now, if you have access to a calculator right now, like if you're on desktop, pull up your calculator, or if you're on your phone, you want to pull up a calculator. Type in 2 to the power of 32. That's going to give you the total number of possible Pokemon IDs. And then I have a question, a little bit of a trivia question for chat. Who here knows how many Pokemon natures there are? How many different natures of Pokemon are there? $25. 25 is correct. Drew's cheating. I explained this a little bit yesterday. Now, question for everybody. If there is 2 to the power of 32 different natures, the total number of natures has to be what? Even, right? There must be an even number of possible Pokemon IDs. Sorry, not natures. Pokemon IDs. The total number of Pokemon IDs is equal to 2 to the power of 32. It has to be an even number. How many natures are there, though? 25. Well, that's an odd number, isn't it? That's kind of odd, wouldn't you say? So, if the Pokemon ID determines what a Pokemon's nature is, if you can't evenly divide the total number of Pokemon IDs by the number of natures that exist, what does that have to say? I mean, it means that no matter what, there has to be some natures that are more common than others.
A Play-Doh followed and the lab has grown.
A Play-Doh. Welcome on into the Professor's Lab. Thank you so much for the follow. If you didn't catch it, my name is Professor Rex. Today, we are shiny hunting the rarest Golduck in the franchise. We're going for the 1% of the... I think it's actually like a 10% of a 1%. Level 25, shiny underleveled Golduck. What's the rarest in Ruby? Same. So Ruby and Sapphire. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Golduck is the second rarest. And then let me just double check there wasn't anything in Emerald that kind of pops up. So yes. Yeah. So rarest for Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald total is the level 5 Gyarados in Sootopolis City. And then second rarest is the level 25 Golduck in the Safari Zone. And actually the level 5 Gyarados in Sootopolis City is like the second rarest Pokemon in Generation 3, based off of like exclusively the numbers. We're going exclusively off of like average number of encounters you would need in order to find a shiny of this Pokemon. I'm gonna get double ducks. I cannot believe that we failed shiny Golduck yesterday. That was like so brutal. Speaking of such things, I forgot to do an announcement saying that the lab is live. At everyone. At stream viewer. Safari Week Day 2 is live. Let's find some ducks. twitch.tv/Professor's Lab. Boom. Okay. No worries, Drew. I think you said you were heading out of town today, right? So go do what you gotta do. Again, I know that we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but congratulations on doing physical hardware trades between Generation 3 and the Nintendo Switch. That's just so cool. Yeah, there we go. Question, do you need to be close to the Pokeblock feeder for it to affect encounters? Yes, and there's also like a step limit before eventually the Pokeblock feeder's effectiveness wears off. Though I actually don't know either of those limitations. Like, I don't know how close you need to be to the Pokeblock feeder in order for it to work, and I don't know how many steps you can use before the Pokeblock feeder wears off. So as long as our Pokeblock remains active, the shiny hunting rate that we're shiny hunting with today is 1 in 7,620. If the Pokeblock feeder wears off, then we go back to 1 in 8,192. $57 times hunt. 58. I set this back up. Let's use it. Droid cam. Okay. So what we got running today is we got the GameCube table. That's our first 21 GameCubes. We got the GameCube shelf, which is our other GameCubes. Speaking of GameCube shelf, let's turn on our lights. There we go. That looks better. Nice and bluified. That's the rest of our GameCubes. And then our 58th console is the Starlight Children's Foundation Fun Center GameCube. And that is the one that, when we go over to here, is the one screen that's behind me. To answer your question regarding the 20 amp power usage, yes, everything is split between two circuits. So I don't really know if the total amperage is even really worth displaying, because it is running off of two different circuits, but I just think it's kind of a cool number. Also, for myself to kind of like pay attention to, where I know that if one of the, like, I know if the GameCubes for some reason are drawing like 12 amps, then I need to reconsider. It's kind of like for me to keep track of, am I keeping everything within spec? Am I going over 12 amps on any of our circuits? Did we find anything after the Pikachu? Yes, we got Pikachu, and then the Starlight Children's, the Panasonic Q found it was Pikachu, and then the Starlight found a Wobbuffet, and then an Oddish, and then a Doduo fled from us, and then I failed a Girafarig, and then we caught an Oddish, and then I failed two shinies at the same time, an Oddish and a Doduo, and I'm missing one more because we actually found 8 yesterday. 8 shinies yesterday, We found 8 shinies in 20,000 encounters, which was actually very crazy. Was it 2 Oddish plus the one that I failed? Is that what it was? Yeah, okay. Hey, what's your favorite shiny legendary, mega, shiny 2-stage, 1-stage, and starter? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of Pokemon to try and list. Favorite shiny legendary, I'm gonna go with... Does Mew count? Are we going with legendary or mythicals are legendaries? Or are we saying like... some people are like anal about it. I think that mythicals are like a subset of legendaries. But yeah, no, it's a lot of questions. Doesn't matter, you don't care. Okay, so Mew is like one of my favorite Pokemon. So I'm probably gonna go with just Mew as favorite shiny legendary. Favorite shiny mega? Maybe just Gengar. I think that Gengar's shiny looks really good. 2-stage evolution. Pass. 1-stage evolution. Caesar, I guess. But only Caesar from Pokemon Coliseum where it's gold. Basic Pokemon. Skorupi? Skorupi's a really good shiny. And favorite starter. Favorite starter shiny or just favorite starter? My favorite starter, pretty close. It's either Bulbasaur or Rowlet. I think if I was going to go favorite shiny starter, I might need to go with... But Bulbasaur shiny sucks. And Rowlet shiny isn't like fantastic either. I mean, I think that honestly, Charmander has a really good shiny as just being for a starter. Like, I like Squirtles as well, but I do think that Charmander just has like a really good shiny palette. Okay. And this is like not even somebody who particularly cares for Charmander. It's just like it's a really good palette. Oh, we're wasting steps. What kind of mental health topics would we discuss, and why is that topic important to me? I mean, it's not like I actively schedule discussing mental health, but that is a topic that's important to me, as somebody who's like lost friends to the suicide, and also as somebody who has planned suicide, somebody who's been through depressive episodes, somebody who struggles with depersonalization, derealization disorder. Like, it's not like a scheduled topic that we're going to talk about it, but I don't shy away from discussing those sorts of things because I think that it is important to talk about that sort of stuff. It kind of takes away from some of the power by making it something that's not taboo to discuss. You ask all Pokemon streamers that question. No offense. But like, it's too much. That question is too much. And I would say full transparency, as like speaking as a streamer, if the first thing somebody asks is they come in and they ask what my favorite shiny Pokemon is, I'm just like looking at it and being like, oh wow, like this person just asks that to everybody, you know, like it's very telling. You can immediately tell that somebody asks the exact same question to like every streamer they go and interact with, which is fine. But I would say, like, in the future, if you want a higher chance of that question being asked, interact with the chat and like ask streamer like specific questions first. $20 amps is a cool number, but 2 breakers. Did you rewire the house for this setup, or was it like that? What a lot of people don't realize, actually, and this is kind of cool, is the way that your so let's talk about like the way that your dryer works, right? Does anybody know how in North America your dryer gets 240 volt power? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking about somebody's favorite shiny. Do it by all means. But I think that just like leading with that question, yes, we're trying to get the level 25 under-leveled baby percent Golduck. Look at all those chickens. So the way that your house has access to 240 volt for things like your stove and your dryer is coming into your house are actually 2 120 volt lines. So your circuit breaker will take those 220 volt lines and kind of disperse them throughout the house however whoever designed it all has deemed fit. But you do have 2 separate 120 volts coming into your house. In order to get 240, those 2 lines are just connected. So 240 comes from the 220 volts that come into your house. The way that the lab is wired up is we are pulling one circuit off of one of the 120 volt lines and another circuit off of another one of the 120 volt lines. Now that being said, I do live in like an older house, and it's not like the power that comes into your house is 100% clean. You end up with like dirty wall power a lot of the times. So it looks like at the moment we have 109 volt coming in off of the wall for one of them. And then if I wanted to see, now I'm just kind of curious. Let's see what's coming off of the other wall. Just gotta log in. My passwords for my power delivery units, just so you know. Admin username, password, also admin. If you ever want to hack into my locally hosted PDUs, Okay, looks like we have 109 volt coming off of both of the different power lines right now. Now you know. Tony, I think that everything is entirely different for you. Europe, I think just has 120 volt, or sorry, 240. I actually don't really know how European wall power works, so I can't give any specific details, I guess. Yes, there are many details that go into how the lab works, and I'm hoping before the end of Safari Week, or before we like wrap up our Safari Week festivities, I'm planning on releasing like a full walkthrough of the lab tour for members. So if you're a channel member over on YouTube, you're going to be getting what will likely be an hour-plus long tour of everything in the lab and how it all works, because the videos that will be explaining all of that are in the pipeline, but when they actually get released is entirely unknown. Unknown? Did I push the button? Oh, shoot. Okay. Just gonna swap out the music here. Perfect. Well, the US is 120 between phase and neutral, and 240 between phases. In Europe, you have 400 volts between phases. That's a lot of electricity going into your houses. Rex, how do you change your avatar? Exclamation point SA is how you pull up like the full list of avatars. If you want to switch to a specific avatar, you just do exclamation point avatar, space, and then the Pokemon you want to change yourself out to. It does look like today we have a lot of Dittos down at the bottom of the screen. If you don't want to be a Ditto, get your avatar changed. That's how we know that you're a real one. If you want a specific Pokemon, it's exclamation point avatar, then the Pokemon you want to change to. If you become a channel member or a Twitch subscriber, you will have access to shiny skins for I think every Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I finished them all. Oh, right, Galactic. Remind me later. You did your first donation. You did your first donation to the upcoming Rising Stars event, and your request was that I draw you a Dialga. So, whenever you're ready, Just tell me. And I'm gonna draw you a beautiful, quote unquote, Dialga artwork. Artwork, quote unquote. I'm an artist. No, I'm not. That's why any donation over $1, people can choose to get a drawing from me, because it's not worth. It's not going to be worth that whatsoever. Whenever inspiration strikes, why don't we try it now? Let me see what we can get done here. I'm going to need to get myself properly prepared to draw here. Oh, I think I need a some sort of a mouse pad. Let me grab a mouse pad. We got the League of Legends Project Yasuo mouse pad. An absolute banger and a classic. And now it is time for me to, entirely from memory, draw you a Dialga. I haven't done one of these in a while. So let's see how this goes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, Dialga. What does Dialga look like? This is a great question. There's only one good way to find out. Okay. Dialga. You get starting out, you got like 2 big horns. Like this. This looks like Charizard. And then I think, wait, no. I think we gotta start all over. And then it goes like this, and like this. And then I think it actually goes like spiky here at the bottom. And spiky here at the bottom, right? Yeah. And then he's got angry eyes because he's Dialga and he's the god of time. And then we got like kind of the circle around him on his head. And this kind of a mouth. Oh my gosh. This is not Dialga whatsoever. Okay. Uh-oh. But his feet are flat like this. And he's got his toenails. Right? And then we got the toenails here. And then I know that Dialga has it goes like this. His like frills at the back kind of go like this. Right? And then we have a tail. And then 2 more Dialga feet. That like makes no sense. I mean, wait, no, actually this there we go. Right? And then we got to give him his toenails, obviously. And then he has like random little ornamental markings. Let's see, how are we looking? I mean, you could probably figure out that this is Dialga, right? And then his colors. We're gonna do shiny Dialga. So shiny Dialga is kind of like this color. Yeah. No, why is that black? I don't want that. How come I didn't do that? I want this color. Add to custom colors. Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay. Now we can kind of fill him in a little bit. What color would that be? It's a great question. Maybe a dark green? No, it's not. No, the accents are like a lighter color, like this color. I feel like it's missing something. What is missing from this Dialga then? I always end up like not filling in all of the lines correctly, and you end up with this mess when you're trying to paint them. Okay. Now just remember, Galactic only paid $1, and he didn't even pay me for it, actually. This was a donation incentive for the upcoming charity event that we're hosting, so there's something wrong here. But I don't know what it is. Okay. And then what background should Dialga get? I think it needs to be like in like a very deep space kind of color. So we'll do here. Yeah, okay. And then we'll paint it with like some purple swirls around it, I guess. Kind of like... And then, as always, we go ahead and we sign that off. Let me zoom in here. I'll sign it right here. Rex. Okay. How did we do? Let's take a look. What does shiny Dialga actually look like? Well, we got kinda close, I guess. Like that's it's a quadruped, right? We got 4 legs. The color is green. I guess we forgot his little pointy head. His chest piece is kind of there, and his claws go way higher. Not bad though, not bad. I think overall could have been a lot worse. So let me save this. We'll drop that in the art channel for you. The quote-unquote art channel at Galactic. At Galactic Getaway. Boom. Okay. With that, I do believe that we just return now to shiny hunting. Is Rex an internet name for me, or is that my actual name? At this point, it might as well. At this point, it might as well be my name, honestly. This looks really good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for saying that that looks really good. I don't know if I believe that, but what was somebody saying here? Appears you've come just in time. Pretty sure Dialga's the white one. Looks like he's wearing headgear, space dog drawing. Am I going to color it? Some more information about amperages and things. Very fun. Okay. Some days I wonder if Rex might as well just be my actual name. Because I don't know, it's like even in person, maybe half of my friends will call me Rex. And the other ones, like if somebody called me Rex, they would know who they were talking about. Like I'd say probably a good 90% of the people in my life would know who somebody's talking about if they said Rex. How many games are we running? We got 58 games running today, and we're attempting to track down the underleveled Golduck, one of the rarest Pokemon in Ruby and Sapphire, and probably the rarest Golduck that can possibly exist. Potentially, how many drawings would a $10 donation get you? There is a limit. There is a limit. It is one drawing per donation. Because I don't want somebody to donate like $100, and then instead of getting to stream, I just have to spend, you know, an hour and a half drawing terrible Pokemon. Like, I guess, you know what, if somebody donated $100, I would be happy. But I think that it would detract from trying to get anything productive done if I instead spent the entire stream MS Paint drawing Pokemon. No, it's fine. I mean, people will ask me, they'll be like, oh, do you prefer Rex or Jake, which is like my given name? And I'm like, literally, I respond to both. Doesn't make a difference to me. Does the attempted quality go proportional to the amount of the donation? Potentially. I guess it depends. If anybody would like a drawing. I mean, if anybody wants to potentially get a Professor Rex certified drawing, any donation to the Starlight Children's Foundation going towards our goal for Rising Stars Week of deploying a Nintendo Starlight Children's Foundation console in honor of our departed friend Reggie would be appreciated. Wow. That's a lot of Dynamax Pokemon right there. They're big. Who did this? Tony? Tony Dynamaxed? Tony, what if there's like a shiny Golduck there and we just can't see it. Like, there's a Pokemon right here in the middle. Literally, I can't even see what it is. We're just gonna need to hope that it wasn't a shiny. It was a Psyduck. We're okay. What does Chansey have? It's like a big egg of some sort. I like that one. It kind of reminds me of like a rocket, like, you know, the giant popsicles. The rocket ship popsicles. Looks kind of like ice cream. Yeah. But it's just a big egg. And it's kind of like a painted big egg, you know? It's no. It's not a red rocket. It's not a red. It's like one of the rainbow popsicles. Not a red rocket. And before somebody goes and makes like red rocket Chiemsea. Uh-oh. We do have a Starlight themed Chiemsea in the works. I'm excited to see how that comes through. Melowy, who has been our resident Chiemsea artist since the early days, has taken upon the task of providing us with a Starlight themed Chiemsea, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. So I try to donate blood whenever I get the chance. I made an appointment to go donate blood. We talked about it on stream a little bit yesterday. I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, I got a tattoo, but it was 4 months or five months ago. It was in February. So like I'm past the 3-month window for having a tattoo. So I should be okay to go donate. And I went today, and apparently going to South Korea puts me as like a potential risk of diseases, which surprised me because like South Korea is a very rich country. And if I'd stayed in Seoul, it would have been okay. But Health Canada says that like a lot of the places outside of Seoul in South Korea have infection chances. So bwop bwop. What's the new ink? It was it's like probably too faint to see from the webcam. So it is the Avicii logo. I need to go get it touched up because it's a little bit faint on some of the parts, but that's what I got done when I was in Stockholm. I got the Avicii logo because I was in his hometown, and I just love his music. I love the memories that I have tied to his music. Speaking of which, that was kind of why I was so frustrated seeing that AI rendition of like Avicii's discography in whatever they were doing, like a sad classical remake, the AI version. I was like, that sucks. Yo, what the hell? We got Fire Festival in chat. Yo, are we gonna hop in the lab? Are we straight hopping in the lab right now? Fire Festival. Did you know that this is Safari Week number 7 since like our first Safari Week here in the lab? Is that not insane? Yeah. 2020, 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6. So it's like 6 years since the lab started. I think that if you do follow Age, I think you unfollowed and refollowed at some point, so it wouldn't show it. But yeah, 6 years since our first Safari Week is insane. Professor Tops says, hi, Schmizek, or Shizek, Shiny Isaac. Hello? Oh, lemons. Professor Tops! Fire Festival! Sick double shiny, dude. So crazy. It's actually, I feel like it's so cringe that I was like, I don't know. I was like, I partially just wanted to cry. It's so cringe, but I think it was just that, like, that was the culmination of like 6 years of shiny hunting. And the first time I ever got to see 2 shinies at the same time, and I freaking ran from them like a bozo. Avicii still miss the vibes of the 2016 concert you were at. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. My girlfriend got to see him when he was live. He did one of the concerts he did live in Malaysia. And I'm just so jealous of anybody who got to see him live. I think that Tim Bergling was just he was just a genius. Just straight up a genius. Like he created the genre of EDM that we know now, where EDM isn't just spoon, 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 spoons. We lost something there, and I think that it's really unfortunate because with the rise of AI, I actually don't think that we're ever going to have another artist that is able to use their vision to like bring so many genres of music together ever again. $58 consoles does make it like a lot more common though. 1 in 30,000 is like, it's a lot of sets of encounters, but realistically, I mean, it's not that many. You somewhat disagree as a rock and metal fan. Do you think that like rock and metal is crossing genre boundaries in like new ways? Do you think that like, I don't know, like the thing is Avicii brought EDM and country music together. I think that rock in and of itself lends itself to maybe like more genre blending, but even so, like a band called Polyphia, like it's not going to have, I think my point isn't that there's never going to be another band that can blend genres and like bring artists together. Like I'm not saying that's ever going to be, I'm not saying that's something that's impossible now, but I don't think it'll be to the same level. Like it won't have the same mass appeal. I think that EDM in general is going to be overtaken by the fact that people don't know how to differentiate something written by a computer and something written by a human, or just don't care anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I'm fine if I'm wrong. It doesn't really, it would be better if I was wrong, but I just think that like that period of time that Avicii was writing and producing music is a slice of music history that's never going to have the opportunity to exist again, because you end up with stuff like you end up with stuff like a 2-hour video about, or with Avicii's music being turned into sad classical music, and the comments all being positive. Like, to be fair, they probably just go and like delete all the negative comments, but maybe I'm just too cynical. I just really don't like AI generated music. I think it's so sad. That's like saying Skrillex didn't do some of this. I mean, I think that that's like Skrillex and Marshmello. I really like Marshmello's old music. I have a problem with a lot of Marshmello's new music. Marshmello's new music doesn't push boundaries. Like, I think that's the difference. Marshmello's new music doesn't push any boundaries. He makes the backing tracks for pop songs, but it's like the music is created in a lab. One of Avicii's best records of all time, they debuted at an EDM concert and like everybody hated it. And I think that like if we go and you look at Joy Time, is that one of Joy Time and Joy Time 2? Like in my eyes, that's prime Marshmello. Nowadays, Marshmello is just a name you put on a song to get recognition, but like I don't know, maybe he has a huge say in what's being produced. But you look at Alone by Marshmello and you compare that to Wolves by Marshmello and Selena Gomez, and it's like, this is not the same artist anymore, right? And I think that like I love Skrillex, you know, don't get me wrong. I love a lot of Skrillex's music. I think that some of his recent stuff has also been like bangers. What is it? The music video is really cool. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the name of the song because it's not for Equinox is like an OG one. What was the recent Skrillex song that I really liked? I need to go to my Spotify liked music, I think. Is it still here? No, that can't be it. It's an older one, I think. I don't know. He's done some really good stuff recently, but I still don't think that Skrillex ever managed to reach the same level that Avicii did. I don't think of any of Skrillex's music as like an anthem. Levels was like the anthem of that summer. To be clear, I love a lot of Skrillex's music. I love a lot of Marshmello's older music. I'm not trying to disparage anything that they've done. I just think that Avicii existed in a sliver of time that is escaping us now. Bangarang is pretty much the anthem of dubstep. Yeah, but I mean, I think the problem with the dubstep is that dubstep never became something that had like a mass appeal. It didn't. Dubstep had a dedicated fan base, but there was still people that there's still people that if you played Bangarang, they'd be like, what the fuck is this, right? But I don't think that there's as many people out there where if you played Levels, they'd be like, what is this garbage, right? And I don't think if you played Hey Brother, somebody would be like, this is trash. Skrillex won a Grammy with a blown out speaker. Not really saying winning a Grammy these days actually means anything. Just think this is like saying Michael Jackson was the only person to make trend-setting music. I mean, okay, my question to you then would have to be like, what artists did Skrillex blend so seamlessly? Like, it shouldn't be, we shouldn't be fighting over like who set the most trendsettiest music or whatever, but like, I think that Avicii's legacy, a lot of it in my mind, lies in the fact that he collaborated with so many different artists from across so many different genres. Like I mean, I'm biased, but I think one of the best Coldplay songs was written by Avicii in part, right? I think that like his selection of Aloe Black as a singer for a lot of his music was like a brilliant choice. I think that the crossing of like EDM and country and creating Hey Brother is something that set, I don't know, it set up the music scene for something that could have only existed at that exact moment in time. And I'm definitely not out here trying to say like Avicii is the only good artist. I'm just saying he's one of my favorites. And when I look at like the impact his music had on me, maybe that I need to make it more personal. When I look at the impact his music had on me specifically, I don't think that did I remove the stream VOD from yesterday? They just get automatically set to private. Because I don't really like filling people's sub boxes with like live streams. I think that that's like one of the things that bothers me the most is like if somebody's not live anymore and my sub box has like an 8-hour live stream, like it's just wasting my sub feed because I'm not going to go watch an 8-hour live stream from yesterday. They are in the 2026 live streams playlist, which should be visible on the YouTube page. And I'm planning on making like a full Safari week. Don't think I can hear you. Lemons. Oh, what the heck? Wait, are you talking? What the heck? Huh. I totally thought that I would be able to hear you. Because I heard the sound when you came in. That's really strange. Discord audio. Wait, okay. Ah! That's probably why. Something was going wrong with it, detecting which audio source it was coming out of. I'm so sorry, Lemons. I just assumed that you were mic'd. Or, not mic'd. Muted. 50 SCA. Can you try again, David?
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
I'm so sorry. I was like, I don't know how that happened. I heard like the sound when you joined, and I heard the Discord notification sound when I like connected. So I'm like, okay, Discord audio is coming through, but I guess it was not. Very strange. Oh, who's that Pokemon? Uh-oh. Do I not have... Gotta fix that. Add scene. We gotta pull in the who's that Pokemon.
It's Torchic.
It's great. It's a great guess. Let me try re-rendering this. Oh. Haha. There we go. Hello, system? There we go. There we go.
Blurb.
Logging in. Connecting. Connecting. Forgot to turn on the bot for this. Two 168.2.25. Oh wait, is this website server? This is why there was yet again one more of those little IP relabels because of the factory reset. Okay, this should work now, right? 4455 2.66. Yeah. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Let's try it. Let's try this one more time. Exclamation point WTP. Who's that Pokemon? There we go. Nice. Dusk Noir. Perfect. Okay, David. I'm connected now. What did you try to add anything to the conversation as I talked over you because I couldn't hear you?
No, I mean, I'm definitely not as familiar with Avicii specifically, but I was talking about like you're talking about like the appeal of it, of his music, and like my dad loves Hey Brother. I remember listening to that stuff on the radio, and he's like, "I love this song."
Yeah,
It's a great
exactly.
one.
Like he, I don't know. It's like I'm not a country fan, but he contacted a country singer and was like, "Hey, I think we can do something together that would be really cool." And the singer at the time, like that country artist that did Hey Brother, didn't even know who Avicii was, but he called his daughter. This is in like one of the documentaries. Called his daughter, and she's like, "Oh my God, yes, you have to work with Avicii. Like he's huge right now." Yeah, like I think that there's so many amazing artists out there. 100%. I'm not going to disagree. I love Skrillex. I love Marshmello. Like there's so many great artists out there, but as far as bringing together multiple genres and seeking out artists that are like entirely outside of his general sphere of influence goes, like I don't know if anybody's really managed to do it to the same level.
The only one that comes to mind, and it's country too, which I think is indicative of just how country music has always been, because it's always been like really gatekept, even back when like John Denver was making music. People were like, he's a folk artist, he's not a country artist, whatever. That was like in the 70s or 60s or whatever. The only one that comes to mind is Old Town Road, because that one got specifically taken off of the country charts after it came out until he redid the song with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, genres of music are so interesting to me because, like, I was watching a Hank Green video yesterday while I was setting everything up, and he was talking about what are fish and how sharks aren't fish. I think the title of the video is Sharks Aren't Fish, right?
I've seen the fish video, yes.
Yeah, and he was just talking about the definition of a fish. And you go to like the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and it's like a fish is a creature that spends its time in the water and has scales. And he was like, well, that's not true, because like a lot of like mud skippers don't have scales. This fish doesn't have scales. Mud skippers spend a bunch of their time out of the water, blah, blah, blah. You know, like the definition of what a fish is doesn't necessarily define what a fish is. It's like
Yeah.
biologically we can figure out what a fish is, and intuitively we kind of think that we know what fish are, but intuitively we get it wrong all the time too.
Sure.
And I think that genres of music kind of fall into like the problem of definition, of like, you can intuitively feel like, I guess, something is country, but how would you define what is and is not country? I don't think that you really can.
That's definitely how it is, especially when you get to like subgenres like punk or whatever. Like what counts as punk music and what is not, because there's definitely like some heated debates about what is and is not punk or metal or whatever.
Like what could be considered
people get
indie
real
rock?
picky.
Like if somebody creates indie rock, but then they're picked up by a label, but their music doesn't change.
Exactly.
But like they're not independent anymore. Like, do they suddenly change genres because they have a label? Classic rock, Galactic says, is like super vague as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, classic rock has changed because the name is not very descriptive. So, like, to me, classic rock is like 60s and 70s, but
if
people
you-
are older now, so people think, oh, classic rock is probably what I listened to as a kid. So now there's like some people are playing like grunge on classic rock stations, and I don't really care. It's whatever. It's a rock station. You
My
can do
other
whatever.
question would be like, could something be classic rock if they perfectly emulated the sound of the time?
Sure.
Like if
I think
somebody
so.
wrote something now, could it be classic rock if it's not classic because it's brand new? And I think yes, right?
I think yes. I think if somebody wrote a song that sounded like CCR or whatever, it's classic rock. That's fine.
Like name of the band is escaping me, but New Normal is the name of the album. Spotify. Wow. Why can't I remember? I feel so embarrassed. I've seen this band live, and they're the entire. Never mind. Albums. Saved. Must. The Strokes. The Strokes,
yes.
released an album called The New Abnormal in like 2020 or 2021. And if you played one of their albums from like the early 2000s side by side with the album from from 2020 and 2021, like they managed to keep the exact same sound as what they had originally produced. And I think that for me in my head is like why, if somebody managed to create a classic rock song, even though it wasn't old, it would still count. But then you get into people who would probably want to argue stuff like that. Like could you make a classic car when it's actually just like a remade 1970 Ford Mustang? Like if they
sure, like if it's like a replica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitions are so silly.
They are.
It's like the Vsauce chair video. I'm sure many of you have seen the chair video. When does it stop being a chair? When
does it become a chair?
When did Avicii's music not be EDM? You know, when was it pop? When was it? At what point is it country? Can you have a mix of all of them? If I take the pieces, I don't know if I don't think Michael ever talks about like if I take the pieces of a couch and I use that to build a chair, do I have a couch or do I have a chair? At what point do I cut a couch down until it becomes a chair? Who knows? Possible to know. Anyways, how's your Safari week going, Lemons?
It's pretty good so far. I did a little bit of pre-gaming. Like, Not much though. And then I picked it up last night. I worked today, so I've been hunting for 30 minutes. That's it. But it's pretty good. We're doing almost the same thing I did last year. I swapped out Emerald for Fire Red, but I've got Hippopotas and Soul Silver. Still trying to get that one. And Tangela and Platinum.
Angela.
Which last year I got to see the Kecleon, which is like a long-term goal for Platinum.
Sometimes just seeing them. Sometimes
It's
just seeing
so
them,
cool because that's like Kecleon is one of the few actual Platinum exclusives because so many of the Great Marsh guys are in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like you can get Skorupi and stuff like that, and maybe even Carnivine. But there's a bunch that are like also
in both
Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Kecleon is one of the few ones that is exclusive to Platinum. It's the only game before, you know,
the full
the
release of
Cryptomatic.
Safari Balls. Yeah.
Yes. that you
Before
can
they
get
made
Kecleon.
Safari Balls fucking garbage. I can't believe that they did that, man. I still don't know why they had to be like, yeah, we'll just make Safari Balls like anybody can have them. But they're rare still, but anybody can have them. That's cool. There's a few Pokemon where like as far as like getting them in Safari Balls in early gens, there's only a couple of places to do it. A lot of them are just Heart Gold Soul Silver, right? Like Heart Gold Soul Silver, I think
has a lot of exclusives.
The most exclusives, obviously, right?
Yes.
And it even takes
because a lot of the classic ones get put in other games, like Chansey and
Chansey and Kangaskhan are
and
both
stuff.
in Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah, they just use those again because they're iconic.
Yeah, but you can't get Gen 3 ribbons on them, so that's why they're special still to get in Gen 3.
True.
But yeah, so somebody was asking how like how it's the second rarest Pokemon that I'm shiny hunting if it's 100%. I'm not hunting for Psyduck. Psyduck is garbage. I don't care about Psyduck. We're going for the 1% Golduck, the underleveled Golduck. That's what we're going for. Anyways. Sorry, I think I already forgot. What did you say the target was right now? So I got distracted by talking about Kecleon from last year.
Tangela.
Tangelo. I think Tangela is also one that gets put in Heart Gold and Silver, right?
Possibly, I don't remember.
The only thing about Heart Gold and Silver is it's a brutal Safari Zone.
It's pretty tough.
There's like no bait strats, no real mud strats of any kind. It's just like throw balls and there's like a 30% chance you succeed.
Yeah. I had forgotten to do this last year, and it only came up as I was preparing. I remembered that there was like a way to optimize your encounters in the Great Marsh. Because in addition to all of the special binocular Pokemon, you can also just get the regular encounter tables, and you get an extra 10% encounter rate for those. Unless it's Quagsire, I think.
Right, yes. If you like have in your binoculars the regular spawn, it like replaces the Quagsire slot.
Well, the binoculars don't actually show you what your daily Pokemon is, I don't think. Unless they do. I don't know. I don't know how the binoculars work. If it just shows you a random thing from the area or your actual daily spawn.
I don't know. I guess one day I need to figure out how those actually work.
How those binoculars
because
work. If
it's such a weird
if they don't work that way, or if it is random, then there's no way to know with the binoculars if you're trying to get one of the regular spawns with like an extra 10%.
Right.
So like if I
it's your daily
wanted
spawns, but I guess I just don't know.
Anyway, I had to figure that out, and if it is random, the only way you could know is by their levels. Because the binocular Pokemon do have noticeably different levels.
I think we talked about this like last year, and then obviously just no
And then I
progress on
forgot
figuring
to
it
do
out.
anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I
other
did
one is
set
in
something up for our shiny hunt. I don't know if you caught me explaining it earlier, but I'm using the ultimate shiny hunting white Pokeblock for shiny odds of 1 in
Yes.
7,620.
That's great. Yeah, what is it? Oh, and Diamond and Pearl is a similar situation. But that one has binocular Pokemon that are exclusive to pre-national decks. So I think if you're going for something like a Zurill, you can get a higher encounter rate if you don't have the national decks yet.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of interesting to dive into like how to truly optimize your encounter rates for all of the Pokemon. But sometimes
Yeah.
I have to wonder, it's like if you spend a lot of time optimizing for like 5% higher encounter rate, at a certain point, might you just be better off just going and shiny hunting? But for really rare Pokemon, a 5% is a pretty big buff. Like for a Zurill for sure. Any optimization you can get on that is definitely worth it. But optimizing like your standard spawn of Bibarel, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, because you're shiny hunting Bibarel.
Yeah.
No, but for the other ones, it's like the more interesting targets that aren't your binocular Pokemon, like your special ones, are all 25% if you're in the right area. I think that's right. Tropius might be 20. So getting a 35% encounter rate, that feels like it's worth it.
Probably, yes. I think like it would also for the DS, it would kind of come down to figuring out like I need to remind myself how the date skipping optimization works.
In the Platinum, Diamond Pearl Platinum, you just set it to 11:59 and let it roll over.
You can just do it like the midnight one. It's not like the limitations for Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's probably worth it. You know what? That one I would say is probably worth it if there was like a way to confirm that
The trouble would be confirming
that it worked.
Because it's based on a certain level, so it's like a 5% chance or something. Because it's like a 10% chance that it's your binocular spawn, and then it's whatever the highest level in the level range is confirms that it's your spawn.
Yeah, at that point you might just be better like skipping a day, doing 20 encounters, skipping a day, just seeing if like you ever hit the higher level slot.
Yeah.
And then if you hit the higher level slot, then you stick with that day.
And there's 2 areas that can have the 25% encounter rate. So like Tangela has the same encounter rate in areas 3 and 4. So every day you do it, you can check 2 areas as well.
Sure.
Not just one.
Could be worth it. I'm probably gonna. I like sticking with Gen 3 though, because obviously we have the optimized setup for running Gen 3. I do not have the same sort of crazy potential for running a setup in Gen 4. We found any shiny ducks today? Zero shiny ducks so far today, unfortunately. But we're not even at odds yet, so.
I really want to see something in Heart of Steel Silver. Last year, all of my shinies were in Platinum.
I think Kyle yesterday was saying that he only did one Safari Week before we started streaming, but I think that has to be false. Because I'm pretty sure he did 2. And he got shiny Hoppip in the Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone at some point. So I think
I don't know how many I did.
this might be
I don't
like
remember my first
Safari
one.
Week. For us, this might be Safari Week number 9. Which kind of all lines up. I'm pretty sure Top started shiny hunting when I was in university, which would have been the summer after Pokemon Go came out, which would be like 9 years ago
Yeah.
at this point. Yeah.
I think it's something like that for me. My first one was like 2018 or 2019.
I think it must have been like 2018 that would have been Tops's first one, I think. Maybe 2017? Maybe we even like did something together for 2019. I feel like for 2019 we had part of the lab set up. I don't know. I would need to go back.
Well,
What we
because
do here is we go because we streamed Safari Week 2020, but I
was gonna
feel
say
like
19 would have been Sword and Shield, right?
2019.
Because you streamed for Sword
I
and Shield.
streamed the
release.
release of Sword and Shield, which was like my first major stream.
So that would have been a few months after Safari Week.
Yes,
So it's
I
possible.
don't have any pictures of like anything set up during the summer of Safari Week. It looks like July 14th was when we did like our first stream. So I don't think that I had anything set up to shiny hunt at that time. So 2020 would have been my first one, and then Tops did 2 before that. I don't know. I feel like finding Golduck, it would be a perfectly strange, niche, rare Pokemon to find in Ruby Sapphire. Like I would be content with it. Just the absolute strangest rare Pokemon that I could conceive of. The underleveled Safari Ball Golduck. Golduck deserves more love. Golduck kind of got shafted on its shiny form. Golduck kind of got shafted on being a mono water type. Golduck kind of got shafted on not being Psyduck. I think not being Psyduck is a huge debuff for it. Somehow, like Psyduck became a fan favorite, and Golduck is just like the trash that you get by accident if you evolve your Psyduck.
Psyduck was the one that got the tag team card. It wasn't Golduck, and I don't remember the other one.
I don't remember who Psyduck was with, but yeah, you never see Golduck in the media. Lucy from
And
Detective
Psyduck-
Pikachu, you don't see her walking around with a Golduck with a headache.
Psyduck also got the good trading card for standard right now. Golduck has the same ability, but it's a Golduck. You have to evolve it. Who wants to do that?
I think that it would have gained more popularity if Misty had ever evolved hers. I think that if like some
That's true.
point there had been like some iconic moment where Psyduck evolved, maybe we would have more Golduck love. But unfortunately, Psyduck is just really, really cute. In 2018, Kyle got Paris, Nidorina, and Hoppip. Okay, so then do you think 2017 is when you got the Krabby? And then maybe we just didn't Safari Week in 2019. Maybe we were busy with like Go Fests and stuff. (2019) got a Krabby double hunting on the GameCubes. Wait, so 2019 was the year where you only got Krabby. Oh, I thought that you were hunting on still on your Game Boy when you got the Krabby. So it was 2018 was the first Safari Week. And maybe that's why 2019 felt like such a letdown, because your first Safari Week in 2018 you got 3 shinies. And then Safari Week 2019 you got nothing. Tops is probably DMing me a photo. Nope, I don't know who's messaging me. Bum, 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 bum. And then I probably couldn't even fully recall every shiny that we've got in the 7 Safari Weeks that we've streamed. Safari Week 2020, we failed a Japanese Chansey that I bait stratted. That I know. That I know. I suboptimally bait stratted a Japanese Chansey. But I also feel like... Oh, and then we got Dratini. I caught Dratini Safari Week 2020. Might have been 2021 that we got the Pinsir. Like day 1, I think we got Pinsir. Day 1 of Safari Week 2021. You go much past that, though, it does start to become a blur. Safari Week 2023? 2023? That I got the level 1 Chansey the first time. Oh, Tops is saying he's still never managed to catch any of the rare spawns in the Safari Zone. No, you've just failed a lot of them.
Me
this
too.
year, we're gonna set you up with the 33 Fire Leaf Green, Kyle. Don't worry.
I am so ready for the new Pokemon TCG season. Just get Worlds, just get it over with. I don't care. I don't care what wins Worlds. I just want to play Standard again.
What do you mean Dragapult?
Probably not. Dragapult's in its flop era right now.
Dragapult on the downward spiral?
I don't know that, but it's just been losing a bunch lately.
Probably Mew VMAX is coming back.
Yeah, they're gonna make it legal in the 30th anniversary set. So
It's just not how those reprints work.
it's not. But there are legal cards in the 30th anniversary set, and some of them are stupid. Like the new Greninja they're printing is scary.
It would actually be so funny. Imagine they were just like, yeah, ADP is legal again.
ADP is legal again. You can play,
Now you're allowed, you can have your
play,
GX and a V-Star move in the same game.
Yeah.
They don't have any one-off
play,
at the moment, do they?
They have Ace Specs, which is a
Oh, I guess that's
card.
kind of like once per game because it's only one of in the deck.
Yes.
But
Except for the items which you can cheat by putting them back in your hand. But that's like if you're playing control.
they don't have any cool moves. There's no V-Star
No,
victory.
I would like to see something like that, but I'm not sure that we will. The thing they're introducing is 2-card stadiums.
Yes, I
So
saw
they're
that.
they're in halves like the old Legends cards.
which is a cool concept.
Um,
I don't know how usable any
and-
of them are actually going to be because I just feel like I read
So,
the effect of the
introducing-
first stadium and it didn't seem that insane for something that like can easily be gusted away the next turn.
so
Or the amount of work that it takes to get both of them in your hand.
So the work to get them both in your hand is not hard because they're printing a support that lets you grab 2 stadiums.
Okay.
You can get 2 stadiums and a supporter with it, which, yes, it makes those stadiums playable, but the worst part is that it makes Team Rocket's Haunch Crow better, because you can also play it to just get 3 supporters, and Team Rocket's Haunch Crow does damage by discarding supporters from your hand with Team Rocket in the name.
Okay.
So you can just grab 3 of them, and that's like 100. That's 180 damage.
How much energy?
2, but you can use a special energy to make it with 1. It's
Oh,
2
like a
colorless,
rocket
but you
energy
can
or something?
use rocket energy or ignition. Either one works.
But you need to evolve it.
So
You know,
that's-
like there's at least one cost.
You do.
We are in
And,
like a very evolution heavy meta right now, which I like.
We are, as long as Dragapult is popular, though, big basics are kind of the best counter. So they're
Dragapult-
both seeing a lot of play.
Bench spread, is that what it does? I actually haven't really paid much attention to what
Yeah,
Dragapult does.
Dragapult is bench spread. So
That
it
makes
does
sense based
200
off
to
of
the
it, yeah.
active. It does 200 to the active, and then 6 damage counters wherever you want on the bench. I'm playing the other spread deck, which is Starmie. I like Starmie. I think Mega Starmie is going to be pretty good.
I don't know. I mean, I'll watch probably like the finals
Yeah.
match for Worlds, but I haven't been able to keep up too much with the TCG. I think that just like if I would probably have fun going to pre-releases again, but as far as just like trying to buy cards goes, it is not currently all that enjoyable to try and
you
buy and rip packs and stuff.
you don't rip packs. That's
you
what
gotta buy
happens.
singles.
You just
You gotta buy
buy
singles.
singles. That's how it is. And you know, I've gotten used to buying singles. So I'm pretty cool with it.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm spending less money, but also I'm spending more. I'm definitely spending more money just because I'm not ripping packs. And I have too many cards now. Too
I
many.
mean, too many cards. How can you
Well,
have-
so like instead of ripping packs, I'm buying singles, and they have to go in the binder because I'm buying cards that I want to put in the binder,
Mm.
and then the binder gets full. Then you have to get a new binder.
a tragedy.
I know. And then you got to find a place to put the binder because now you have an
Kyle's-
extra one.
Tops is just saying that like right now he just is looking at it and he's like, I don't know if any of the decks really jump out to me as something that I want to play.
There is so much about to change. Like the next rotation is going to be huge, so it's obvious to me that they're like trying to go ahead and at least give us some replacements for stuff that's going away. And Pitch Black, the set that just came out this week, it's for players. Like that is a set for player. There's so many cards in that set that are going to shake up the meta, and I have no clue what's going to come out on top. Like honestly, I have no idea. The card in that set right now that I find the most scary is Mega Excadrill, which I was not expecting it to be as good as it is, but it just has a ton of hit points. It's pretty easy to evolve, and fire types are terrible right now. so it's just hard to
So
kill
it's
it.
like only
And
weakness doesn't really exist.
Yeah, fire types are not good right now.
It's kind of funny that they would give
Um,
Excadrill a bunch of HP.
So it's
Isn't
I
like
think
its
it's just
base
because it's a
stat
stage.
just-
I think it's just because it's a stage 1 mega, and also defense doesn't exist as a stat, so they just give stuff more HP sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just like I
like
never
the-
think of Excadrill as something that you have to worry about not killing in one hit in main series.
Yeah, so its attack, if it's fully powered up, does 330 damage, which knocks out almost anything.
Right.
And it has 340 hit points.
It's crazy that there's things that 330 doesn't knock out though.
Well, so the like HP range for megas is a little bit higher. So like some stage 1 megas have 340. I don't think any of them have more than that. So it's like
stage
barely.
two?
Stage 2s.
What's highest HP
The
in
ones that-
game right now?
Right now it's technically 380 on Mega Venusaur, but Mega Floette can have like 400. But that's like with bonuses. It doesn't have that normally.
But then you can just give it an item too then to have like 440.
Yeah. There's Hero's Cape, which gives you another 100. So there's ways to get above that, but like
100?
Hero's Cape is an ace spec. So you get one of them, and it gives you 100 hit points.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and honestly, it's maybe underplayed. It's a really good ace spec. It's still expensive, and I never run into it. And every time I do, I don't know what to do. Like, I play against someone playing like Hydrapple, and they put a Hero's Cape down. I'm like, I don't know what to do. That is 430 hit points. I can't kill it.
I don't know. I miss playing my Giratina deck. Giratina deck was fun. I don't think that
Every
there
deck gets rotated eventually.
I think there's gonna come a time though where I have the ability to play as many games as I did, like when that was available. When I was living in downtown Toronto, I had a lot more time to go and play. It was easier for me to be like, okay, on like Tuesdays I'm gonna go play. Now it's like if I
Sure.
want to go play, I have to set aside 30 to 40 minutes of driving instead of just walking to the card store. So I don't know if like I'm gonna have the same ability, and I would love to play TCG live actually, if it wasn't for the fact that the app just like randomly breaks for no reason all the time. It's really frustrating.
It's so frustrating.
Like I want to play Pokemon cards, but the app just doesn't work the way that it should.
Yeah. Yeah, I do live very close to a Play Pokemon store. So if I had to drive half an hour to like the other closest one, I wouldn't be playing every week.
Yeah.
I would not be doing that.
Exactly.
But no, I think stuff's about to get crazy. I've already seen some of the cards from the next set, which is the Rayquaza set. And that one seems like it's going to be nuts. I don't think Mega Rayquaza is going to be good, but they're adding a ton of support for colorless Pokemon. They already did. They added a card that makes Mega Kangaskhan better. A little bit.
A small amount better.
Yeah, so Kangaskhan, you're gambling. It's got a lot of health. It's like the biggest basic. But it doesn't really do enough damage unless you're getting heads. It's like flip a coin until you get tails.
Right.
50 more damage for each heads. And the new card, if it's attached to a colorless Pokemon, you can redo all your coin flips once. So if you don't like the result, you can try again.
Gotcha.
So in clutch moments, there's a lot of clutch moments where it's like, okay, 200 damage is not enough. I need 250. And if you get 2 attempts to get heads, that's making it a whole lot better.
Well, I mean, it's 75 instead of 50%, so
Yeah.
definitely a big difference. Is Golduck 5%? I think that like overall, Golduck is a 10% in this area. Let me double check here.
I thought you were gonna say Golduck is a 10.
Overall, Golduck definitely a 10. No, it is not, unfortunately. Golduck body proportions are wrong. Not for me.
I cannot pass judgment on Golduck. I'm not qualified.
It's a really weird way of saying that you would. I can't believe you. Surfing. Okay, so Golduck is a 5%, but 4% of that Golduck slot goes to level 30 to 35 Golducks. And what we want to find is actually the 1% level 25 to 40 Golduck. But we want one of those, we want the level 25 to 40 Golduck to actually not be 25 to 40. But we want like the 0. What's that, 15 different levels? There's 16 levels there. We want the 1 in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we want the 5 in 16 chance of the 1% Golduck being level 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Then we like know that we hit the 1% underleveled Golduck, making it the second rarest Pokemon in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Fantastic.
Odds of doing it? Almost 0. But imagine if we did. Like if y'all want to do a little bit of shiny hunting without necessarily finding a shiny, if you watch the stream and you just try to keep your eye out for level 25 Golduck, just getting the level 25 Golduck is already like a 1 in 1,000 chance. So to clarify for everybody, like we're not getting the level 25. It's just not going to happen. The odds of getting the level 25, even with the optimal bait strat and potentially, I think, the optimal shiny hunting rate. No, I think we're using average shiny rate. So average shiny rate and not the optimal one we're using now. But like, it's the level 25 is like a 1 in 9.3 million. We've so far in the last 2 hours seen 5,000. So I think that we're quite far from hitting the 9 million mark. But if we did,
if you get it, it just means that you'll never get the 1% Grimer in the Professor X challenge.
I mean, the odds of getting the 1% Grimer in the Professor Rex challenge go down dramatically when nobody's hunting for it.
Well, I was gonna say, it's just a lot of averages. If you get a shiny that rare, that one's just never gonna come.
On average, we could never get more than 1 or 2 rare shinies.
You could never get both, on average.
The average shiny hunter might see 1 extremely rare shiny in their lifetime, which means that on average, if you see 1, you'll never see another one.
You'll never see one again. You'll never see 2.
How many runaways or captures since yesterday? 0. 0. We saw, so yesterday, the luck yesterday was insane. 8 shinies and 22,000 encounters is like almost unheard of. Today, things are a little bit more normal. 0 shinies and 5,400 encounters, which is, I mean, that's the way that it should be.
You may be able to run away from a shiny Pokemon, but you can also run away from a shiny Pokemon at the same time.
Doing double shiny HGSS starter would be sick. No. The odds of double HGSS starter is like not worth even considering. How many resets would that take? 2 shinies in 3 encounters?
What about 2 shinies?
That's
in
a
0
1 in
encounters?
that's a 1 in 22 million sets of resets encounters. 1 in 22.3 million to get 2 out of the 3 shiny starters being shiny. Good enough to say that, like, it's probably not going to happen. Could be worse. No, he's right. I think that it's the sort of thing where, like, it could happen, but not if you're looking for it, you're setting yourself up for failure.
It's going to happen to someone who's looking for 1.
Yeah.
Not someone who's looking for 2.
I mean, I guess, how many copies of Heart Gold and Soul Silver sold? Probably like 80 million, right?
I guess that's true.
I guess it has happened. Mathematically, the odds would say that it has happened. Hey Siri, how many copies of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver were sold?
I found this on the web.
23 million. No, that's gold and silver. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Does anybody have the number?
Q8 Shadow followed and the lap has grown.
Dude, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Mr. Shadow. Good to see you in the lab. What? Jamie, can you pull that up? How many copies of Heart Gold to Silver sold? I mean, that's the sort of thing where I've thought, like, somebody at some point has probably caught Shiny Dragonair in the Safari Zone. But the odds of it being documented are really small. I mean, other than the people who have obviously actually have documented getting it. But, like, I'm saying, like, an average player, mathematically, it's probably happened. Yeah, actually, I think for all of its faults, the Grok auto translating of tweets, I don't know. I think it's probably the single biggest opportunity the Pokemon community has, like, ever had to have cross-language communication and research and stuff. Like, it's actually pretty cool. I don't think that I would have actually caught the rock strat if it hadn't have been for the auto translation of, like, tweets on Twitter. It's so easy for a Japanese tweet to go under the radar from the English community. So I think we're entering a whole new era of international shiny hunting. How long did it take to get a shiny after the $5 donation and continue at like 130? Not very long. Because I think we did like 3 rounds, I think, of donations. Because after the first set of donations to keep shiny hunting, we found it pretty quick. I did another one. I failed a giraffe, and then immediately after, I failed double shinies at the same time.
I mean, giraffe is kind of like 2 shinies.
That's true. I guess I failed double shiny twice. I'm still just sad. I'm still sad. The first time I've ever got to encounter the double shiny, the elusive double shiny that everybody will ask about. Like, have you ever seen 2 shinies at once? I would be like, I've seen them, but I had already run away. 2-sentence horror right there. I found my target shiny. Unfortunately, I had already hit run.
Man, I'm really gonna be sitting with that one.
Okay, we got a 2-sentence horror. Sorry, somebody redeemed a dab.
Oh.
I was so excited to finally find my shiny Dragonite. My sandwich had almost run out. I think the 2-sentence horror there is that you were shiny hunting with a sandwich and you're making fun of sandwich hunters. That's messed up. That's elitist. Sandwich hunters are just like the rest of us. They just want cool Pokemon. They just don't want to put in the work. Here, I'm gonna run a tweet by y'all. I don't know if anybody saw, there was like a viral LinkedIn post last week. Okay, sweet. And I've done a shiny hunting version of it, and it says, our new shiny hunter takes a full hour for lunch every single day. They just close their GBASP and walk completely out of the lab. Yesterday I mentioned that the rest of the team usually eats while they hunt to keep the momentum going. I explicitly told them that they can do what they want, but encounters matter. This morning, they handed me a formal complaint from the Safari Warden about toxic shiny hunting boundaries. I'm completely blindsided. I didn't tell them they weren't allowed to eat. I just pointed out how real shiny hunters handle their time. It feels like the new generation wants the shinies, but none of the actual dedication. If you want a typical 9-to-5 job, then maybe Gen 3 shiny hunting is just not for you. Am I crazy? Or is just basic work ethic completely dead these days? What do we think? Do you think new gen shiny hunters just don't have what it takes to shiny hunt at 188-192?
It's pretty good.
But I think I'm gonna take a little 1 hour break, get some dinner, take the dog for a walk. For some it's a funny meme, for others it's a dog whistle. What does that mean? A dog whistle.
Well, a dog whistle is saying,
Right.
well, I guess literally it's saying something that's like offensive without saying the word.
Ah.
But I don't know what they mean in reference to the tweet.
CMO, thank you for the follow. Welcome on into the Professor's Lab.
46 followed and the lab has grown.
Dog whistle is subtly hinting at your set of beliefs. I
Sure.
don't really have a set of beliefs as far as shiny hunting is concerned. I don't really care if people shiny hunt with sandwiches. I don't really care if people don't shiny hunt. At the end of the day, realistically, like, let's all be honest. Let's all be honest with ourselves. Let's call a spade a spade. I don't value your shinies. There's really nothing different between just opening up PK Hex and clicking the shiny button to make your Pokemon shiny, like actually getting it yourself, other than whatever personal value you attribute to the journey. So that all being said,
your shinies are literally files.
dude, your shinies are files. Not only your shinies aren't even files. Your shinies are like a few kilobytes of ones and zeros stored on a cartridge.
Well, maybe in Rumble. In Rumble, your shinies are P.
Your shinies are PP. What are you watching? This isn't Pokemon Go. No, you see, I actually caught a bunch of Pokemon in Safari Balls in Pokemon Go. And Niantic said that we were going to be able to take the Pokemon that we caught in Safari Balls and send them to Pokemon Home. But then that was actually 8 months ago. And if in order to get Pokemon in Safari Balls, I had to Pokemon Go to the Safari Zone in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. So, we are Pokemon going. It's just Pokemon going to the Safari Zone. You've heard better excuses from your 18-month-old who poops his pants? That's fine. I don't really care if my excuse is valid or not. Difference between me and an 18-year-old or 18-month-old is
A lot of months.
I mean, it's a lot of months. I was also just gonna say that, you know, you have no power over me. I can do what I want. 18-month-old, I guess you could not give them their daily chocolate. Whatever you do. Oh, shiny Psyduck. I found a shiny Psyduck, everybody. Look at it, it's right there. Shiny Psyduck. That's crazy. Oh, I have respect for people who stream in the right category. Oh.
I have respect for people who stream in the left category. Got him.
Ooh. Shiny Psyduck is fake Golduck. It kind of blends right in.
It's normal Kakuna.
It's just normal Golduck. I think that the optimal thing to do is you just kind of like throw a few balls at Psyduck. You thought that was a joke. Is
Sure.
this a legitimate complaint about the category? Oh, I think that guy was complaining about me streaming in the Pokemon Go category. I don't know. The people who are anal about whether or not you streaming in like the correct Pokemon category on Twitch,
They don't have an 18-month-old. I can tell you that.
I mean, yeah, how did he get an 18-month-old? Because it sounds like the type of person who's never, you know, done the act that would create an 18-month-old. Also, you have an 18-month-old and your priority is somebody streaming the Pokemon Go category on Twitch? Get your priorities straight. Go hang out with your kid. Anyways, what do we think? Should we try to catch this Psyduck? I think we should like throw a couple of balls at it, maybe.
You should throw a ball.
Like 1 or 2 balls at it? Okay.
Yeah.
Which GameCube is this? This is GameCube number 17. So that should be like 7, 14, maybe this one. I think it's maybe this one right here. I found the correct GameCube first try. Okay. Let's so I have a controller that's connected to the correct GameCube. Let's pull this up. No, this one. Yeah. Okay. GameCube number 17. No. GameCube number 17. There it is. Psyduck. Okay. This is a great way to end off the stream for now because I'm going to go grab myself dinner before we come back. Gotta walk the dog, but I do believe that the optimal thing for Psyduck is literally just to throw a Pokeball at it. No shakes. Second ball. No shakes. One, 2, 3.
Oh, shiny Marowak! I just found a shiny Marowak.
That's
Shiny
way
Marowak.
cooler than the Psyduck.
Yes.
You want to trade?
Yay! I'm live right now.
Okay.
I totally wasn't looking. I was busy watching you catch that.
Let's go check out. Let's go check out Lol Lemons successfully catch his shiny Marowak.
What's the success rate on this guy?
Probably low.
I think it's the lowest of the 3 I can find.
I can pull it up. Oh, I got an ad, so let me pull this up. Safari Week information. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Odds. Here it is. Marowak. Marowak odds of success 46%. It's like basically, it's not bad. It's basically a coin toss.
Okay.
Which is like totally manageable. Okay, I got 10 seconds left on my ad. You're gonna spoil it for us anyways, but
I will spoil it for you.
yeah, it's fine. We'll at least get to watch a few moments later what ends up happening. Okay, we got Lol Lemons here with a shiny Marowak. Let's see what he does.
Day 1 of Safari Week. Here we go. This thing looks so good.
It's a great color. Great color shiny.
It's very nice. One, 2, 3. It ran away. 3 shake fake.
That's disappointing. None of it. I'm pretty far behind still, I guess. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to watch it run away. 3 shake fake and a flea is messed up though. Oh, threw a safari ball. He lied to us. He lied to us. So that was a crazy lie.
Shiny Pokédex entry! I collect bone from an unknown place. Some whisper that a Marowak graveyard exists somewhere in the world. Ooh.
I can't believe you've done this to it. That was messed up. I mean, I'm glad that you got it. I'm glad you got it, but...
Oh, it's a girl. This is, Oh,
right. Okay, let's,
congratulate.
What are you naming your Marowak?
It's a girl boss, obviously.
I'm gonna
Shiny
name...
Marowak girl boss.
Oh, shiny Marowak!
Girl boss!
Girl boss! I'm gonna name my Psyduck Whack after your Marowak. Whack.
Shut
And
up,
then we
Todd, I need to
upgrade-
save my game.
Upgrade our shiny count to 5.
Upgrade my shiny count to 1.
Nice.
I'm glad I caught it.
That's a pretty good, I'd say that's a pretty good way to give us a little pause for the day there. Lemons caught a shiny Marowak. I got a shiny Psyduck. Oh, I guess I gotta give out shiny PP to everybody. We got
any nature guesses?
Probably angry, so adamant. My Marowak
This girl boss
is Japanese.
Marowak's gotta be bold.
Bold.
It's hardy.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to if you're over here on Twitch, Flash Raid Lol Lemons. You can listen to the wonderful David, who we've been hanging out and chatting with for the last hour, over on his side of the streaming channels. And then I will be back at some point this evening for a little bit more shiny hunting. But first, I'm gonna take the dog out and I'm gonna get myself some food and some water. Bye, everybody. Hang out with David and have fun. Bye.
See a shiny Marowak.
You go see a shiny Marowak.
I was so distracted by your shiny that I didn't see my shiny.
I was so distracted by this guy telling me that his 18-month-old poops his pants that I almost didn't see my shiny. It was close.
They're supposed to.
They're
They don't know how
allowed
to
to.
use the potty. They don't know how to use the potty.
When I was like 2, I was potty trained, but then I broke my leg, and then I pooped in the closet, and I tried to blame it on the dog. Maybe I broke my
So
arm.
anyway, I have a shiny Marowak.
Anyways, bye.
Anyways.